struck Mr. Depp multiple times during your relationship, didn't you, Ms. Heard?
There were many times I had to use my body to defend myself, and that included swinging wherever I could. If it meant I could get away, absolutely. If it meant a difference between a sore face and a broken nose.
Good morning, everyone. Right to the trial.
You never struck Mr. Depp as the initial aggressor?
Oh, man.
Well, he was holding me against the wall by my neck. You know, I might be the first person to have been the first one to slap, which happened in Australia, you know, and he was choking me. But I wouldn't say I was the initial aggressor in that situation.
Oh.
You got physical with Mr. Depp often during your relationship, didn't you?
I had to defend myself as best I could. It didn't make much of a difference.
You just couldn't control yourself, could you, Ms. Heard?
I tried to defend myself when I could, but it was after years of not defending myself.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 356? And, Your Honor, portions of the exhibit were entered into evidence yesterday, but we moved to admit the entire recording.
All right.
And I can confirm that there's no other voices besides Ms. Heard's and Mr. Depp's. And I intend to play from 1:29:27 to 1:30:07.
So I have 356A in evidence. Is any objection to the entire 356 coming into evidence?
If I may,
Okay,
hold on just for
sure.
a moment, Your Honor. I have to check on something. Which one?
Good morning, everyone. Afternoon. What am I talking about?
Except for now, and we'll double
It's like
check
1
on
o'clock.
some of it. There was one that had something in that couldn't go, and I just can't find my notes.
Couldn't.
We'll just call it 356B for now.
That's fine.
and
Thank you,
then
Your Honor.
Could you just give me the times again?
Yes, of course.
Sure.
1:29:27 to 1:30:07.
All right, and I'm just told that we already have a B, so you have to do 356C.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bop. So,
I can't promise you that I'll be perfect. I can't promise you I won't get physical again. God, I fucking sometimes get so mad I lose it. I can fucking promise you I'm gonna do everything to change. Promise you. I'm not gonna throw around divorce. I will not say divorce unless I win.
Oh.
And then I hope you leave me. I'm not going to, and me too. I will leave you. It's fair. I can't do it, you know? And I think, honestly, if we hold each other accountable to that, it's fair.
Ms. Heard, that's you and Mr. Depp on that recording, correct?
That's correct.
And you told Mr. Depp, quote, "I can't promise you that I won't get physical," end quote. Correct?
That's correct. He was accusing me of instigating something in a situation I explained yesterday.
And you also told Mr. Depp that sometimes you get so mad you lose it, correct?
That's correct. I also explained the context of that fight yesterday.
Isn't that exactly what you told Ben King on your way back from Australia? That you get so mad you lose it?
Absolutely not. I know that that's what Ben King testified to, but I never had that conversation with Ben King.
Your Honor,
If we could please
in the
play.
meantime, I'm sorry. I checked, and I have no objection to the entirety of 356
All right,
coming
so
in.
356 in its entirety will be in evidence. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. If we could please play from what's now been admitted, Plaintiff's Exhibit 356 in its entirety from 7:05 to 7:43.
I'm not gonna be in a physical fucking altercation with you.
Then don't.
You fucking hit me last night. You fucking.
What about all the other times you split? Come on, you cannot act like that. It's about that. It's
Well,
not.
well, on a plane I can't split.
No, and you hit back. So don't act like you don't fucking
I
participate.
pushed you.
I'm not going to get into the details of that fight. You and I both know that you split when there is no physical violence involved. And that you do it at the very beginning of fights these days. And if you split and you go into a different room and you don't actually leave that house, it does nothing but perpetuate the fight. And you don't actually do it respectfully. You don't.
Ms. Heard, is that you and Mr. Depp on this recording?
Yes, it is.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 343? And I believe that one's been admitted already into evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And just for the record, we're playing from 2:46:07 01 to 24720.
I said to Travis, I said to you, hey, tell Travis what just happened.
Oh, you told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just
And
happened.
I lied.
That you punched me in the
You're right.
fucking thing. And
You figured it out.
And you said, no, fucking, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I
didn't
watched
punch
you
you.
lie. And then
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, even a lot of fights been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you fucking have a close
You
fist.
didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you.
That right there is pretty incriminating.
Proportion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are you?
What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you started.
You are such a baby. Grow the fuck up, Johnny.
Physical fights.
I did start a physical
Yeah,
fight.
you did. So I had.
Because-
Oh!
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable.
What?
On that recording, right, Ms. Hurd?
That's correct.
And you said,
Oh shit! Look at her face.
right?
Look at that prune. That
I had to
rested
hit his
face.
body to get
Ms.
him out
Hurd,
of the door.
my question was, you said on that recording that you hit Mr. Depp, right?
Yes, I did.
And you accused him of being a baby for not wanting to be in a physical fight with you, right?
Incorrect. I accused him of being a baby for complaining about me hitting him when he was trying to get through the door. I was trying to barricade.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 368? And again, Your Honor, this is a recording of just Mr. Depp and Ms. Hurd. I'm going to move for the entire exhibit to be moved into evidence.
Oh man,
Objection to 368.
dude.
I don't think so, no, Your Honor.
All right, no objection. 368 in evidence in its entirety.
It's a shitty lot. Anyway, I opened the bathroom door when you were knocking on it. After a few times I opened, and you know, you just kept going. You just kept going. I tried to close the door 3 times. You know, please, just don't, you know. And then wait, and then I accidentally, I swear, when I was trying to close the door, I guess it scraped your toes. And I didn't mean to do that. And I bent down, and you either pushed or you kicked. I think you kicked the door open. I mean, the door, yeah, more open, so that it would hit me. And it hit
No,
me.
I
Wait.
didn't mean to. I didn't know
It
that.
hit me.
Man, oh man.
But I did not mean to do that. I don't know what
I was bent down behind the door.
I did not do anything to her. I did not kick a door or push a door so that it would hit you. I did not. I swear that I don't even. That did not. It was not my intention. I think I remember when the door scraped my toes. I reacted, but this whole the door thing. I remember. I never did that. That wasn't on purpose. I might have done it on accident.
Okay,
But
so let's say that was an accident. I then stood up. I don't even know if I said. I mean, I might have said like, "What the fuck," you know, whatever, because I just been hit in the head with the fucking corner of the door.
I'm so sorry. I did not. I'm sorry.
And then I stood up. And then you fucking clocked me.
I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing.
Does he know this is being recorded and just baiting her into this? I mean, she's like literally admitting all of this.
You didn't mean to hit me
I-
in the head with the door, but
I'm doing well. How are you?
I didn't.
punch me in the jaw.
I meant to hit you, and I did not do this thing with the door. I do remember. I did mean to hit you.
So that you didn't mean.
The door? No, God, no. I didn't.
But punching me in the jaw.
I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. I hit you. I did mean to hit you, but it was in response. I just reacted in response to my foot. I just reacted. And I'm sorry. It's below me.
Your foot? That was why you punched me?
Yeah. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I.
Again, that's you and Mr. Depp on that recording, right?
That's correct.
And Mr. Depp was hiding from you in the bathroom. Isn't that
Incorrect.
right, Ms. Heard?
Incorrect.
Well, Mr. Depp said on that recording, I opened the bathroom door when you were knocking on it. Doesn't he?
I don't know if he said that, and I didn't hear that.
And
one
Mr.
detail.
Depp said, when I was trying to close the door, I guess it scraped your toes. He says that, doesn't he?
Correct.
And then you kicked the bathroom door into his head, didn't you?
No, I didn't. And I
then you punched him in the
defended
jaw.
myself in that audio. You can hear it for yourself.
Right. And then you punched him in the jaw.
I also did not do that. I tried to make that clear on the audio tape too,
So-
in futility.
So Mr. Depp said, you meant to punch me in the jaw, right?
Are you asking me what he said on the
Yeah.
on the recording? Yes, he said that.
And then you respond, I meant to hit you, didn't you?
As I explained yesterday, I was trying to get him off the door,
And you said, I remember, I did mean to hit you.
meaning the door. The door was on my feet. I
You've heard
reacted
this-
instinctively to that.
Yeah, you've heard this audio before, haven't you, Ms. Heard?
Yeah, we've already had this trial before.
Yeah, it was played for you when you were deposed in 2016 in connection with your divorce from Mr. Depp, wasn't it?
That's one of the times I've heard it, yes.
So you've had plenty of time to think about how to respond to this recording, haven't you?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, let's take a look at how you responded to it the first time. Can we please pull up what will be marked Plaintiff's Exhibit 1261?
The next thing that I'm going to play to
Your Honor?
you
Okay.
as Hugh.
All right. Oh, if you want to come?
Dope. Oh, does. Hey, did Johnny know like any of that? Because it literally sounded like he was setting her up for this. Her real side, yeah. But on those, did he know that he was doing that to protect himself about that fight and being? Because it sounded like he was literally leading her down the path of admitting she did all this shit and he didn't have anything to do with it. Which, that's great because it's not like she's adamantly disagreeing and saying no, that's not how it went. But man, it sure sounds like he knew he was being recorded. And can you admit that stuff? I mean, how did they get the recordings and shit? This is crazy. And they're allowing them. Oh. I mean, the defense. Oh, man. I love this lawyer. She's so good. And she's hot. I'm going to say that immediately. But, I mean, there was a little thing there, and this lawyer was like, she's like one of the easiest going lawyers, like a number 4 on a 10 scale, from 1 being the worst. Or no, 1 least to 10 worst. She's like a 4. Depends on the state.
Read it into the record and I'll hand this to you. So,
Uh-oh.
I will.
Oh.
So, Your Honor, for reference, and I will provide a copy of the deposition, Ms. Heard's deposition in the divorce. It's page 372, lines starting at line 5 through 377, line 12.
This ain't new. And she's being so nice right there, too. She's just... and they had it all ready for him. Look at that. Wow.
Thank you.
Look at the rested face on Miss Heard.
Your Honor, with permission, may we please play?
We just get to that page, make sure everybody's up. Oh, could you say the page number again,
Yes,
please?
absolutely.
Page 372, lines 5 to 377, line 1 is what I have.
12,
That
line
right?
12.
If we could have a moment, Your Honor, to read it before it's played.
Yeah, they can read it, but it's like It's going into evidence regardless. This is awesome. I think it's like literally on a disposition or something. I don't know. I don't know what it's on. I fucking love this. Oh. Is this me? Can you guys still hear me? Well, it's supposed to be live. Oh boy. I don't know. I should have just, I know, refreshed. I get it. Stop yelling. I'll get back to it. They're still reading.
Thank you, Your Honor. If we can please have it published to the jury in the gallery.
Now they're putting it up on the monitors.
The next thing that I'm going to play to you as Hugh. Would you listen to this, please?
What the flip-flop, man?
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. If we can please have it published to the jury in the gallery.
All right.
The next thing that I'm going to play to you as Hugh. Would you listen to this, please?
Your Honor?
Dude, their lawyer, her lawyer is a train wreck. I am so sorry. And you guys have already told me that she's already like fired people before. What? That's. Wow, look at the defense, the team that he has brought. Prosecution. And defense, I guess. What? Uh-oh.
And they can do they can do it through reading the deposition, Your Honor. They don't need to do that. Ask them to take it off the screen.
Uh-oh.
Could you take it off the screen?
Could they play it and then put something over the actual recording? Because I think what they're saying is...
Okay. That's fine.
Thank you.
I have no
Whoa.
objection.
Can we please start it over?
Can you not hear it? I do not have it muted.
The next thing that I'm going to play to you as Hugh.
Can you not hear
Would
that?
you listen to this, please?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. They had a muting and going back and forth anyways, but I'm just... scraped your toes.
I did not do anything to her. I did not kick at the door or push the door so that it would hit you. I did not. I swear to God. I mean, that did not. It was not my intention. I think I remember when the door scraped my toes.
Okay. So you told him in that excerpt that you hit him with the door but did not intend to hit him, correct? Did you say that?
I said whatever I said in that recording. I
Okay.
don't. When you play it for me, it's hard for me to remember every single.
And that's a recording marked as exhibit the punching.
Q that we
Q.
just played.
Q. Would you continue to listen to exhibit Q?
Are these from the same day?
I reacted, but this whole the door. I remember. I never did
He
that.
knows.
That was on purpose. I was on an accident.
He knows they're recording, right?
Let's say that was an accident. I then stood up. I don't even know if I said, I might have said, like, what the fuck? You know, whatever.
This is a deposition.
I'm so sorry. I did not. I'm sorry.
And then I stood up. And then you felt the fuck.
I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing.
That's exactly what I just told her.
And I'm really sorry about hitting you with the door or hitting your head. I did not mean to, nor
You're not hitting in the head with the door, but you meant to
I did.
punch me in the jaw.
I meant to hit you, and I did not do this thing with the door. I do remember. I did mean to hit you.
For that, you didn't mean.
The door? No, God, no.
But punching me in the jaw.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So on the tape, you tell Johnny Depp that you did mean to hit him.
And it also misrepresents what actually happened, which is him trying to get into a room I'm trying to keep him out of. And then he runs the door over my toes, trying to get into the room. I tried to push him out of it, which is what the hit is referred to. And Johnny, whenever he was injured or touched, it always referred to it in these ways of punching or clocked or whatever. And whether you discussed it with him or not, the last thing you do in talking to him afterwards or trying to reconcile with him is to get into what the definition of those words mean to him. I never even addressed it. If he was ever pushed, it was a cold. He called it a cold clock. I mean, it's just very dramatic.
Isn't
about
it true?
You're smiling as that audio recording is being played in your deposition, aren't you, Ms. Heard?
Not smiling because of the audio. I'm smiling because of what's happening around me.
You even roll your eyes at one point, don't you?
I was sitting opposite a whole table full of lawyers who were snickering, laughing, and rolling their eyes at me while I was talking.
Is there something amusing about kicking a door into your husband's head?
No, I was rolling my eyes and commenting on what I was experiencing at that time in recounting the
Is
story.
there something amusing to you about punching your husband in the jaw?
That is not what I was smiling about. I don't think it's amusing.
I love how she paints the picture, though.
Yesterday, that all you want to do is move on. Do you remember that testimony?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, your exact words were, quote, "I just want him to leave me alone. I want to move on with my life, and he won't let me." Do you remember that?
Yes, that is correct.
Now, look at that rest face.
But that's not true, is it, Ms. Heard?
Oh, boy.
It is very true.
She just centered.
You haven't been able to move on with your life, have you? From Mr. Depp.
Oh, I'm here, aren't I?
In fact, on October 11th, 2018, you actually commenced an arbitration action against Mr. Depp for defamation, didn't you?
I don't recall that, no.
Your Honor, may I approach? May we approach?
Oh, boy. If she did, it's got to be on file. She doesn't remember? Oh, boy. Whew, boy. You know, when you've just know you've stepped in just too deep into like the pool or the lake or whatever, and you are now pot committed, and you're like, man, I have made a huge mistake because I have my keys and my phone and wallet on me. She just got her phone and wallet wet, folks.
And Ms. Heard, if you could please read to yourself the first page of Exhibit 219.
All right.
Oh, man. Gosh, she's setting her up right there. Look at this. Look at her. Look at the look on her face.
And if you can also read to yourself the second page of Exhibit 219.
Yes.
And if you can scroll down, Tom. Again, Ms. Heard, just to look at that page.
Oh, man.
And then scroll down to the next page, please. And the next page.
You're welcome. Yeah, stuff like that. Just let me know, and I do know how to fix the volume. But you pushed yourself there, Dusty. You were asking a lot right now. I was like, oh shit,
Does that
volume.
refresh your recollection, Ms. Heard, that you did, in fact, in October of 2018, 2 months before you published the op-ed in this case, that's the subject of this case, you initiated an arbitration against Mr. Depp for defamation?
It's not my understanding I initiated an arbitration. It's my understanding that our lawyers sent a letter to his lawyers after he called me a liar again, effectively, in an interview.
And that's 2 months before your op-ed that was published in December of 2018, right?
That is correct.
And that's 6 months before Mr. Depp filed this case against you, correct?
That's correct.
So you fired the first shot, not Mr. Depp.
I disagree. We sent a letter.
No, that's first. That's right. She's got it. She proved her point. Yeah, she proved her point. Look at the rest face. You can just tell she is so uncomfortable and mad.
Ms. Heard, isn't it true that you once filled out a customs form falsely so that you could get...
May we approach?
Okay.
They're trying, but the defense, dude, it's hard to give your defense anything when I know the mod caught that one. When you can't give them anything because you're battling the truth. That is your worst case scenario for a lawyer is, what? I'm sorry. They have recordings of you saying what? You mean admitting you did that? What am I supposed to do with that? Oh, and that's probably what the first lawyer team said is like, look, we'll go and you'll hire us and we'll take your money, but you're losing this shit, lady. I'm just, ooh. Wow. And I love how when they cut off the mics, man, they cut off the mics. All the microphones. I love watching that chick squirm, though. Look at the court reporter just sitting there, fucking banging away with their little conversation. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's her juice. She needs something to calm the nerves, bro. I'd be drinking heavily, too, if they had that evidence on me. I'd be like, oh, man. I'd be like, can I vape in here? I just want to vape, man, because I'm really fucking nervous right now. Oh. Wow. Dude, seriously. Ugh. That's all right. Wow. The lawyer is... Can we draw this out a little more? So then we might go into multiple days and the jury forget about half the shit she said. Can we do that, please? Crazy. I mean, dude, that's nuts. Oh, okay. They came back. I was just making sure that everyone could hear it.
Sir, you testified yesterday that when you left the courthouse after obtaining the domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, you walked out to, quote, a sea of paparazzi and cameras, right?
That's correct.
You testified that you were surprised to see the sea of cameras
That's correct.
because it was quiet when you went into the courthouse that morning.
And the divorce had remained under the radar up to that point.
You testified that no one knew about your divorce, so you thought it was going to stay that way, right?
No, I always figured it would come out. I just was trying to buy time.
You knew the media had been alerted that you were filing for divorce, right, Ms. Heard?
No, I just knew that it was impossible to do that privately, so you could just hope it was a matter of time.
You knew they were going to be there, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Your
I mean,
publicist-
I assume since it's a public building that there's that likelihood, or not likelihood, but possibility. But I was shocked.
Your publicist, Jody Gottlieb, was there at the courthouse with you, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
So you anticipated that you might need your publicist?
I thought the filing might make, well, I was told the filing was public, that it would be impossible. There's no way for you to do a private filing. And then the second that I filed for the TRO, it would be public news. I didn't expect all these photographers and cameras to show up at the courthouse in real time, but they did.
If we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1280, which is a clip from your divorce deposition. And you have at page, if I can alert you, you have the transcript there, page 74, lines 22.
You said
through
874?
74.
74.
Line 22 through 75, line 13.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, just 72 line.
74, line 22, through 75, line 13.
Her lawyer's lost and on the wrong page. This can't be good, folks. I generally feel kind of bad for. Not really. Never mind. This is.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Buy enough time. And this is great tactics simply because it gives the witness time to figure out what they're going to say and not just bumble and jumble and then it's like, well, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So we can't believe anything that's coming out of your mouth. So this is a really good tactic. But You're spot on, Dusty. Yep. 100%. So it's day 17? Wow.
If we could please play and display to the jury Plaintiff's Exhibit 1280.
Executive responsible.
Ms. Heard, did you send a text message to Jerry Judge on May 24, 2016, telling Jerry Judge, quote, "I'm desperately trying to reach Johnny. It's extremely important. Please tell him"?
I remember sending the text message that is in front of me right now to Jerry, and I remember sending this because I wanted to tell Johnny or have him told by Jerry or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online that I had or was about to file, or I had already filed for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally. So I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him. When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than
John.
TMZ, which was alerted.
You slipped up there, didn't you, Ms. Heard? You let it slip out that TMZ had been alerted to your filing of the domestic violence restraining order, didn't you?
I disagree. That's not what I'm talking about.
TMZ is the same outlet that you released the video of Mr. Depp attacking the kitchen cabinets the day before this deposition was taken, wasn't it?
I didn't do that. I don't know
TMZ
how
owns
to do
the
that.
copyright to that video now, doesn't it?
I have no idea.
Oh, shit.
what TMZ
Did they pay
owns.
you for that?
I never got paid for it because I had nothing to do with that.
So TMZ was just lucky in getting the inside scoop to your divorce from Mr. Depp, huh?
I have no idea. That's not my area of expertise. I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Oh, man.
And also, what does that get me? If I wanted to leak things about Johnny, I could have done that in a much more successful way, in a bigger way, for years.
Not
and
when
years.
you were extorting him for $7 million.
I got a fraction of what I was entitled to in the state of California, by the way.
Oh.
But extortion.
Tassa Van Reed's your ex-wife, right?
That's right. She's my ex-partner.
She's the one that you told this jury Mr. Depp was jealous of, right?
Her ex-partner?
Yeah, well, that was 2013 fights.
Entitled,
around
right?
March, yes.
I
You testified
fucking hate that
he
word,
tried to
too.
burn one of her paintings, right?
That's correct.
You testified he tried to burn one of your favorite paintings that she did, right?
I don't know if it was one of my favorites.
You committed domestic violence against Miss Van Reed during your relationship, didn't you?
No, I did not.
You assaulted her at a Seattle airport in 2009, didn't you?
No, I did not.
And people saw that,
That's not true.
and it was covered in the press. Isn't that true?
It was planted in the press by Johnny's team 2 days after I got the TRO. Not
Can
coincidentally.
you please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1279?
That I don't know. I can't. I have no idea.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Automat, yeah. Because of like certain words, swearing and bullying, and that's what they categorize it. How's Sea of Thieves there, Key? How you doing? You're wrangling it in today?
We could please have that article displayed for the witness.
Nice.
This is an article from 2 years ago, correct, Ms. Heard?
I don't know when this
May
was.
of 2020.
How'd your exam go?
That's not when it came out, no. This story started getting planted after I got a TRO, after I got a restraining order against Johnny.
Good.
The headline says,
Good.
Amber Heard
Objection,
allegedly
Your Honor.
struck.
Objection, Your Honor. I think Your Honor ruled she can't say that.
If you want to approach again.
Uh-oh. Ruled you can't say that. Uh-oh. Well, good, man. I hope you aced it. I truly do. We're zooming over to see.
The title reads, Amber Heard allegedly grabbed, struck her ex-girlfriend at the airport. Doesn't it?
Yes, and that's not true.
May we approach?
Okay.
Uh-oh. Seriously, did she... I'm not going to go away from live, and I don't want to mess anything up. Woo! Yeah. Her juice, I have no idea what's in it. I've seen pink liquid. I swear I think it's vodka and grapefruit juice, and that's my opinion only. But we already went through the amount of probably liquor and stuff that I would need when they're bringing stuff up, like you're literally admitting to your guilt, and they have evidence. You better be liquored up or very, very centered.
So the article,
I have no idea.
the title is Amber Heard allegedly struck her
Objection, Your Honor.
ex-girlfriend.
She's already...
No, overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm gonna start
Overruled.
over. Amber Heard allegedly struck her ex-girlfriend Tassa Van Ree at the airport in 2009. Did I read that right?
Yes, this is another example of the smear campaign.
So Mr. Depp is not the only domestic partner you've assaulted, is he, Ms. Heard?
I've never assaulted Mr. Depp or anyone else that I've been romantically linked to, ever.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right.
Liar.
I'm sorry, redirect.
Liar. Redirect.
Ms. Heard, did Ms. Van Ray come out after that article came in and make a public statement it was false?
Of course you did.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Your Honor, I should be at least be.
Overruled.
Thank you.
Oh,
Of course she did.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the TMZ alerted. Explain to the jury what you meant by the TMZ was alerted.
So when you make these kind of filings, meaning divorce, marriage, things like that, they are public record. And so when we filed for divorce, when I filed for divorce, I asked my team to file in the most discreet way, literally to put it under a stack of papers and file it at the end of day, so kind of had more of a shot of being missed by the paparazzi and by TMZ and those sorts of publicity outlets. I believe that we had been remarkably lucky following the divorce, that it wasn't picked up, and that it gave me a precious few days of peace at that really fragile time. When I found out that they were going to run the story or that they had the information, I was trying to get a hold of Johnny to clarify that I did not do this in a punitive way. I didn't want him to be mad at me. I didn't want him to find out in that sort of context online.
And who had connections to TMZ?
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you know?
I do know. Johnny
Your
and I
Honor.
spoke about
Your
it.
Honor, calls for
Sustain
speculation.
the objection.
Did Mr. Depp tell you about who had connections with TMZ?
Yes, we talked about it. His lawyer, Laura Wasser.
Okay. Now, I'm going to start at the very beginning here. You were asked by Ms. Vasquez about why Mr. Depp won't or can't look you in the eye. And she read out, or she played a tape in which Mr. Depp said, "You will not see my eyes again." Do you recall that?
I do.
And that was during the mediation process in July, correct?
That was
Objection leading.
the first one.
Sustain
Okay.
is the leading.
When was this?
uh-huh.
It was in July of 2016. That was the first mediation. And We had a short exchange, and he put a note in my pocket that said, "I'll love you dead or alive."
What the flip flop? Come on.
I'm so fat. Brendan, you're not
What
fat.
the shibs?
Look at Nate. His true classic.
Process in July, correct?
That was
Objection leading.
the first one.
Sustained
Okay.
is the leading.
When was this?
That was in July of 2016. That was the first mediation.
leading.
We had a short exchange, and he put a note in my pocket that said, "I'll love you dead or alive."
I'm sorry?
Okay, so that wasn't my fault. Now it literally skips to where it was.
Do you recognize?
Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. So it's not, okay. I'm freaking out here because I'm like, because I know that's not my damn player and my internet connection. Okay, all right. Look, Simi, calm down. All right, you're getting a little out of hand. It's clearly the courtroom cameras and stuff. Surprised you didn't know that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look, I'm gonna say. Calm down.
Tell the jury what the coaster was that he slipped into your pocket, what it said.
He said, "I love you forever, my Slim, dead or alive."
And what, if anything, did it have in addition?
His new phone number.
Do you have proof of that?
And to be,
Do you have
so
proof
we're
of that?
clear, on how many occasions in that second mediation did Mr. Depp look you in the eye?
Many.
Okay. And when Ms. Vasquez asked you if you knew why Mr. Depp couldn't or wouldn't look you in the eye here or in the UK, you said, yes, you know. Why? Please tell the jury why.
Because he's guilty. Because he knows he's lying. Otherwise, why can't he look at me? I survived. I survived that man, and I'm here, and I'm able to look at him.
Here comes the act. Oh, scene.
Thank you.
He's
Asked
laughing.
about a bruise that was
Look at
on
him.
your arm.
He's got it all.
From March 15, 2013. Do you recall how long before the picture you had sustained
She's
that
so
bruise?
mad right
I
now.
do.
How long?
2 weeks.
She's pissed.
You were asked a number of times by Ms. Vasquez if you took pictures from your incidents earlier in the relationship.
Yes.
Why didn't you?
It was something I started doing only kind of incidentally. You know, I was commenting to my best friend. I was looking for support from my mom, things like that. There was, I'm ashamed to say, never a thought that this would happen. I mean, not until December and my best friend taking pictures of me to capture it that wasn't even a thing.
It has been suggested by Ms. Vasquez to you in your questions that you didn't tell anyone about the abuse until the TRO. Is that true?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
All right. What if any? Who did you tell about the abuse during the time it was happening?
Objection, Your Honor,
That's
leading
not offered to.
and hearsay.
Sustained.
Your Honor, it's prior
Sustained.
consistent
It's
statement.
leading. It's sustained. Next question.
Okay. What, if anything, did you tell to anyone about the abuse?
Objection, Your Honor,
therapist.
I'll sustain
Your
the
Honor,
objection.
Your Honor, may I approach?
That's fine.
Yeah, and dude, the judge is starting to get upset, and but she's right. Okay, who else here knew that she had a female partner before this? I didn't know that she was also gay. So she had a partner before. I would like to know if that partner was even wealthier than her at the time and influential, and if she didn't sleep her way. She's bisexual, not gay. Okay. Okay, I didn't know, so that's why I was asking. It sounded like She's bi. That's fine. But did you know that? I didn't. I did not. I did not. If that had came up before. Oh yeah. I understand that. Look, I'm not in the closet on that. I do know about that stuff. I worded it wrong. I agree. I'm not. I try to be politically correct. Okay. Perfect. I didn't know that. Was her former lover, regardless, more wealthy? And I mean, is this a chain of her sleeping her way to the top and doing all that stuff? I mean, I'm not sure you know that, but I would like to know that. Because it seems like that's the way she is. Leading. You better stop it.
Ms. Heard,
I got to see that.
how many people have you shared the fact of abuse prior to 2015?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading.
How
Calls
many?
for hearsay.
How many?
Overruled that one.
She's
Roughly about 10.
Can you name them?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
yes.
I think she can, it's not offered, it's just showed that she informed people.
But she
before.
can't prove it.
Objection, Your
It's
Honor. Can we approach? This is, again, inappropriate.
inappropriate. Yep. Wow. Now she's getting upset with it, and she's being nice because I mean, dude, seriously, man. Dude, it's fucking on your phone in the court, dude. You're not even supposed to have them, or like you have to turn them off and stuff. That's awesome. Okay, look at her smiling.
You were asked whether you had consulted a medical doctor about any problems with your nose, correct?
That's correct.
And you indicated that you in fact had after the divorce,
Objection, leading.
correct? Did you or did you not consult a ENT after the divorce?
Objection, leading.
Did you produce medical records to the defendants relating to this?
Objection, leading. Calls.
I'll sustain the objection.
Thank you.
It's leading. Next
And
question.
Your Honor, if we could, the witness could be instructed not to answer until I
All right.
lodge my objection.
Wait for the objection, please.
Could we bring up Defendant's Exhibit 1077?
They're trying.
Do you recognize this document?
My screen is black.
Oh, sorry. Wait.
Yes, I do.
And could you tell us what it is?
That's what my ENT,
Yep.
the ears, nose, and throat doctor, told me was
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
damage.
All right. When there's objection, please stop talking. Thank you. All right. I'll sustain
The
objection.
judge is now getting into it. I love it. I love it. I love it. She's now blocked the fucking attorney from talking.
What, if any, you were asked if you had, it was suggested that you had not produced this in discovery. Is that true or false?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading.
Your Honor, she absolutely
So
did that.
it's leading. It's leading question, though. I'll sustain the objection as to leading.
What, if anything, did you do to produce medical records to the defendant, to the plaintiff in this case?
I turned over all of my devices, and they had Johnny's team had a third party or somebody they selected as a third party go and pull all relevant documents from those devices, which I handed over.
Do you know how many were handed over?
Hundreds of thousands, I believe. Maybe.
Objection,
many
Your
more.
Honor. Lack of foundation.
All right. I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
And
Perfect.
What, if anything, did you produce to the plaintiff in connection with your consultation with an ENT specialist relating to your nose?
Objection, leading,
Sustained.
I said, what, if
foundation,
anything, though?
hearsay.
What if anything? It's not the cure-all. It's sustained.
Dude, he has got a brilliant attorney. She's made it.
When did you
just
see
FYI.
an ENT specialist?
2017 or 2016 or 17.
And
Or
as a result of that consultation, what did you learn about your nose?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'm not asking her to tell what they said.
Yeah, I'll sustain the objection.
golly, she's making her look like a fool, man. She's trying to redirect, but it's just, she's shooting
What, if
it.
any production did you make to the plaintiffs of your medical records with the ENT?
Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation.
If you want to lay a foundation.
Do you know whether the records, medical records from your ENT
Calls for speculation.
were produced in discovery in this
Objection,
case?
Your Honor, lack of foundation, calls for speculation.
You can't do that.
Okay,
What the?
Overruled if she knows.
Thank you.
Yes.
And do you recall? I'm trying.
No, dude, she's got her fucking stumped and reeling on the back foot. That's embarrassing.
Did the medical records reflect about your nose?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection.
This is her
have
lawyer.
Injuries to your nose.
Yes.
Please describe those to the jury.
I have
I'm going to
a bunch of
object
scar
to
tissue.
I'm going to object to the extent it calls for hearsay and lack of foundation
Overruled.
and improper expert opinion.
Well,
Uh-oh.
we'll,
She can certainly testify too.
Uh-oh.
we'll see where it goes. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a significant amount of scar tissue in my nose.
Objection, Your Honor.
I'll sustain the objection.
Boom.
What, if any, difficulty do you have breathing?
Objection, leading.
What, if anything? And that does cure on
No,
it.
it doesn't. But I'll overrule the objection.
Thank you.
It does. The judge is literally trying to help her out.
Amount of trouble breathing
It doesn't.
and
I'll override it,
I've been
but
putting off having surgery for it.
oh. Can the jury? I hope, dude. This is a fucking dumpster fire right now.
Now, you were asked.
I hope. I have to say this honestly, because this now is what I'm fearing. Is the jury is now going to start becoming sympathetic to her cause because her team is so fucking bad, or that his is so good that it's just making them look that bad, and then they're going to literally start being sympathetic to the cause, and that's wrong because then it becomes a bias. Oh my goodness, that is one of my fears. Just right now. I just hope that doesn't happen.
About December 15, 2015. And Ms. Vasquez suggested that you did not report the abuse or the injuries to Aaron Falati. Do you recall that
Objection, Your
question?
Honor, leading.
Your Honor, I'm entitled to go with
Oh,
what Ms. Vasquez
I know
said.
exactly
Objection's
what they're
leading, I'll
supposed to
sustain
do.
the objection.
Okay.
That is, I understand. I just hope it doesn't happen. I mean, I'm telling you. I'm telling
What,
you.
if anything, did you report to Aaron Falati
Oh,
about the abuse you sustained on 12/15/2015?
Objection, leading, and hearsay.
Approach.
the judge is going to stop her questioning right now. She's going to ask, where are you going? What is going on? You're leading the witness. You're wanting something. And I'm telling you right now, it is literally... The judge is looking at this going, where are you going? Or I'm going to stop it and I'm going to sit your ass down on redirect. Yeah, Look, I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, I understand exactly. But if someone has a belief and it's their opinion, regardless of the facts, look, okay, this is it. I mean, I understand. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. But I want her to pay for her actions. I want to make sure that she understands that there are consequences to your actions, and it is not, you're not an elitist to where you're above persecution for your actions and held responsible. And I hope that happens. And that's ultimately because I agree, dude. I mean, she's already toast anyways, because everyone can see it. All the evidence out there, everyone's making their opinions no matter what comes out of the fucking trial. And it's so obvious. And dude, Johnny's attorney is just, it's a little of both. I mean, crazy how, what do you guys think? I knew she was good. I saw her just a couple times. I was like, I want to see this chick in action. But yeah. But there's going to be sympathetic people out there. There always is. There's always two sides. The world is round. The world is flat. You can't, even if you have proof, you can't convince them. But I'm not going to go there. That's not where I'm going, folks. I'm just saying there's always going to be two sides of the coin, unfortunately. Dude, everyone, the world is, thank you, the world is round, in my opinion. And guess what? Your perspective is your reality, and I'm not going to change anybody's. I promise you that. But the world is round, people. It's so. Oh. And we kind of have proof that the world didn't start like 7,000 years ago either. Whatever. Let's not get into that. We are but a speck of time. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of the universe. None of this matters. Oh man, look at all the Skittles in front of that dude. Are those like just red Skittles just sitting there in front of the lawyer? Please let those be red Skittles that Johnny says, I don't like these, and he's just rolling them in front of the lawyer. We have to see if that gets larger. And if Johnny's pushing those over because he doesn't like red M&Ms or Skittles or something. That's what it looked like. I don't know what they were. Anyway. The judge is laying it down on the fucking defense attorney. Look at her go at, oh my goodness. She's like, look, you can't do this shit. All right. Any Rain Men out there that, what is that? 8? Definitely 8? 10 Skittles? In a minute. I'm saying 10. Oh shit. People are starting to laugh. Is that his bodyguard? That's true. Especially when she can't get her point across to the witness of trying to get her to answer. Because the other one is just blocking every question to try to initiate a response of where she's going. And the other lawyer is like, nope. And she's just shooting every single one down. It's like Duck Hunt. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, everyone get Duck Hunt, right? Nintendo. He's going out because he's laughing so hard right now. That whole line of people is on a joke that's just absolutely laughing. He gets up and leaves the courtroom, and the rest of the court's fucking just... That's embarrassing. Look how embarrassed she is. Oh, God, I hate that for anybody. You have to be empathetic at some point, though. Just plead guilty and stop wasting taxpayers' monies or something. bop. Ay! What happened? Are we back? I'm just making sure that she's still going at it with the lawyers. Here we go. And break. Huh?
Did you tell Nurse Filati on 12/16/2015 about the injuries you sustained from the 12/15/2015 attack?
I did. I believe I sent her pictures too.
Okay. And did you text with Nurse Filati on 12/16/2015 about the injuries that you had suffered as a result of Mr. Depp's attack on you on 12/15?
Yes, she guided me through a concussion check.
What happened to one of the Skittles? It's missing now.
And did you tell Connell
There was a second one right here.
about the injuries you sustained?
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
That's sustained.
All right, I'm going to sustain the objection at this point.
Yep.
Next question.
Do you recall Dr. Laurel Anderson testifying that she saw two black eyes
Objection,
on
Your Honor.
12/17?
Leading.
Leading.
Sustain as to leading.
Okay. What, if anything, do you recall from Laurel Anderson's testimony in this case about what she observed on 12/17/2015?
Objection, Your Honor. This is outside the scope of cross-examination.
It's prior consistent statements.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
It's observations for
I'm
the
gonna
12/17.
Uh-oh.
same day.
Sustain the objection.
Don't argue with the judge. Oh my God! Now, look, that lawyer's laughing, going, "Don't. What is this chick? Is she trying to get a misjury or a mistrial? Sorry, misjury, hung jury, mistrial. I mean, is she going to get contempt? I mean, the judge is only going to allow so much. She's already bitched her out once or tried to tell her to calm down and where's this going and leading. Look at the bailiffs walking around now. They're making sure shit isn't going down. Something's... Oh, man.
When in December did you see Dr. Laurel Anderson?
Objection, lack of foundation.
Overruled.
I saw her 2 days after the attack.
So on what day did you see her then?
That would have been the 17th of December, 2016, and I told her what happened.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
No, sustain the objection.
And when did you see Dr. Connell Cowan?
I saw him the next day, December 16th is my best recollection.
Let's jump to East Asia for a moment.
Yeah.
I saw a number of pictures from the backless dress. What, if any, motivation would you have to claim that Mr. Depp was kneeling on your back, knowing you had a backless dress?
Objection, Your Honor.
I
Leading.
think I can bring
Calls for
that out.
speculation.
It's still leading. I'll sustain the objection.
Okay.
She's being nice. She's
Why-
trying to be nice, too,
Why
I think.
did you say that Mr. Depp was kneeling on your back in East Asia?
In the closet of the hotel room in Tokyo.
She's waving
I said
it off.
that
She's like,
had
fuck it.
happened to me. And it would have been
Did
much
you
more
see
convenient
that?
if I was making it up to not include that detail, knowing I had a backless dress and I walked a press line and got
Oh,
photographed.
I want to go. Oh, my God. Did you see? The attorney was like, fucking let her have this one. I got to see that again, guys. I am
Saw
so
two
sorry.
black eyes
Objection,
on
Your Honor.
12/17.
Leading.
I saw her two.
Fuck. Where am I? Oh, my.
We've heard testimony about
I'm trying to find it real quick.
what, if any, motivation would you have to claim that Mr. Depp was kneeling on your back?
Watch the
knowing
attorney.
you had a backless dress.
Watch the attorney.
Objection, Your Honor.
I
Leading.
think I can bring
Calls for
that out.
speculation.
It's still leading. I'll sustain the objection.
Watch this next one. I think this is it. Watch her face and her hand.
Why did you say that Mr. Depp was kneeling on your back in East Asia?
Watch her.
In the closet of the hotel room in Tokyo.
She's like, man, fuck it.
Because it happened to me. And it would have been much more convenient.
She's like,
if I
man,
was making
yeah,
up to
let her,
that detail. knowing
fuck
I
it,
had
man.
backlisted
Let her
and
have
I
this
walked the
one.
Press line and got photographed.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Just let her have one. You know what?
We've heard testimony about Mr. Depp making a total of $65 million in 2015 and 2016 from his experts.
Objection, Your Honor.
Why
There's no
leading
question.
I haven't asked the question.
Hearsay, I mean,
Why did you not ask for $32.5 million from Mr. Depp?
Your Honor, leading,
I said, why did you not ask?
irrelevant.
I'll sustain the
explanation.
objection. Sustain the objection to leading. Next question.
Why, can I just ask, why did you not ask for $32.5 million from Mr. Depp?
Because I didn't want
Asked and answered, relevance.
Oh yeah.
So overruled. Good.
because I didn't want it.
I'm just.
I realized that that's what I was entitled to. but
I
didn't
just
want
love the gesture. It's just waving her off, going, "No, I know. Just let her fucking do it." So fun. Oh my goodness. They're still
The
there.
recording that was played that has you laughing
Oh,
quite a bit.
Is he looking at him? He's
Can
looking
you
at
tell
him.
the jury what the context of that particular
It's right
tape
there.
recording
Oh!
was?
I don't really recall a whole lot about what was going on. I know we had been fighting kind of
Was that it?
ad nauseum and in this sort of loop, if you will. And I'm doing my best to not show my pain. That's what I was trying to do. Was trying to be tough, not show what kind of pain I was in.
Now, Ms. Vasquez asked you about how you got your role in Aquaman. Could you please describe to the jury how you got your role in
Yes.
Aquaman?
I auditioned, not Johnny. I auditioned. I worked really hard, and I went to where we were filming the first movie, Justice League. I went, I think, 5.5 months early before filming commenced. When I
They
heard
might
that they
be.
wanted to fire me, and so I put myself in the job in the
Objection,
gym.
Your Honor, hearsay.
Sustain.
Keep it away.
I worked
What
really
they
hard.
said.
I worked really hard on that and had to prove myself. And I did that for, even though I was only filming for 6 days, I was there for 6 months. Just worked my butt off. That's
if an-
why.
6
What, if any
days.
role did Mr. Depp play in your getting Aquaman?
Her part was
We
6
tried to get
days.
fired from it.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection.
Speculation.
All right. I'll sustain his speculation.
How do you know that he tried to have you fired?
Objection, Your Honor.
Calls for
Also
speculation.
and
Exactly.
hearsay and lack
Yes.
of foundation.
I'm trying to lay a
All
foundation.
right. If you lay a foundation.
I saw it. I saw the emails. I saw the texts.
I'll sustain the objection as to hearsay. Next question.
And then
You
she
were
just said,
asked about Isaac Baruch and why he and that he saw no marks. What is your recollection of your interaction with Isaac Baruch during the week of May 22nd?
I saw Isaac when I was coming or going, meaning I was leaving or arriving to the building. I saw him at a distance. We did not have a in-depth conversation, nor would we. And I told him, actually, right after it happened, what his friend had done.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I don't think it's offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Okay. Stay away from what was said. Can you just tell us what interaction you had with him and his opportunity to observe you with absolutely no makeup?
Objection,
That's
Your Honor,
impossible.
leading.
I'll sustain the objection.
Please describe for the jury your interaction with Isaac Baruch during the week of May 22nd.
Well, not only did I have makeup on, but I did attempt to kind of let him know what happened.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
You were asked some questions about Officer Melissa Science's testimony. What, if anything, do you recall relating to Officer Melissa Science's testimony relating to
Oh
your
my
injuries.
goodness. Related
Objection,
to.
Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor said I could redirect after the cross-examination when she...
Listen, calm down, woman. I know she's frustrating and frustrated, but you don't lash out at the other attorney because you can't ask a question. That was inappropriate right there at the very end. What?
I'm actually
Objection, next question.
Okay. Stay away from what was said. If anything, do you recall relating to Officer Melissa Sines' testimony relating to...
Listen to her snap back
injuries?
afterwards.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor said I could redirect
Look.
after the cross-examination when she...
Wow. Wow. And look at her face. She's like, oh, shit. Yeah, they're getting to the attorney. Oh, man.
of an injury to her, or it wasn't injury seeming to her.
And we're live.
Okay. And what about the property damage?
And we're live?
What, if any, interactions did you have with Alejandro Romero during the week of May 22?
Overruled at this point. You spoke to him.
I spoke to him briefly in passing as
I'm not doing anything. Okay, good. Whew. You know what, though? I feel...
Stop gaming
I know.
in 2022.
I know.
Doesn't make sense
I
to
know.
game without getting something back.
I know.
Yes.
I feel better.
Okay.
Well, backlight.
And what about the property damage?
Don't worry. It was sustained. The objection, whatever she asked, was objected and sustained.
What, if any, interactions did you have with Alejandro Romero during the week of May 20?
There we go. We're back on track.
Overruled at this point. You spoke to him.
I spoke to him briefly in passing as he after seeing my face.
If we can instruct the witness
If
to...
you could wait till after the objection, please. All right, next question.
What did Mr. Franco do on the elevator before laying his head on your shoulder?
He touched
I know.
the side of my face and responded to what he saw.
We talked about you were shown a bunch of newspaper headlines, and there was one in particular referring to sexual violence. What, if anything, did Mr. Waldman do to you relating to that article?
Objection, Your Honor. Lack of foundation calls for speculation.
What did he do to her?
Unintelligible. I don't understand the question.
Overruled. We'll see where it goes.
He was
I'd have her
carrying a
ask the
paper
question again.
that had that headline on it that he leaked and threw
I
it
know.
at me
I
at
can't
the
help
UK
it.
Trial.
It's a OCD thing. I cannot
Actually,
stop,
literally next
guys.
to
So
one
I'm
of
just
the-
gonna let you
with
know.
COVID spacing in between us, and he
I get
threw
it.
the
It's
paper
just
down
I
at me
fucking
as he sat
cringe.
down with
If
that on
that's
the
the
cover.
word I need to do, I
And
just
where
I
was
can't.
that?
I know.
In the UK at the
It
UK
bugs me.
trial.
Objection, Your Honor. This is beyond the scope.
That's not beyond the
No,
scope.
overruled.
Thank you. Why did you tweet about the makeup and Mr. Waldman?
Because he was calling me a liar and a hoaxer, and that this was an elaborate hoax just to get Johnny.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
She's trying to think. She's trying to think.
Next question.
Okay.
Oh! Judge is.
More questions, Your Honor.
All right.
We're done.
All right. Ma'am, you can have a seat next to your attorney, okay?
Oh, okay.
You can go have a seat next to her. That's
Where
fine.
are we heading now? Hey, get that person up there just in
All right,
case.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There
let's
we
go ahead and
go.
take our afternoon recess then for 15 minutes. Do not discuss the case with anybody and don't do any outside.
15 minutes. Well, it's either that or my vape. I'm going to take a 15-minute break. So I'm going to leave it on this. Take a 15-minute. Talk amongst yourselves. And then we're going to continue.
All right.
All right.
Is your next witness a live witness, remote witness, or deposition? Deposition. All right, so we'll get the TV set up for that, and let's just come back then at 3:30, okay? All right, thank you.
I'm going to mute out. I'm going to mute out. And then Thank goodness I did. I'll be back. Damn, it even gives us a countdown. That's crazy good. Hope everyone's having a great day today. I am. Thank you for asking. That's crazy. Dude, the attorney is just kicking her in the face. Dude, it's crazy. Crazy. Blah, 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 blah. Ba, 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 ba. Boop, doop, boop. Ba, ba. Boop, boop, boop. Ba, 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 boo. All right, there's that. There's that. A boom. Brrr. Oh my goodness. 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. Brr, 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 brr. So, how much longer do you think? So, we're going on 3:30 their time in Virginia. Court will probably get over, what, 4:35 our time? 4 our time? 5 their time? I don't know. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I'll be back in 2 minutes. 5-ish? Oh, yeah. All right. Thanks. I'll be right back. Boop. So, on that one, I need a sound effect every time she objects and it's sustained. Swing and a miss. I'm sorry. Objection, Your Honor. That's sustained. Oh, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that button.
The tweet, plaintiffs 3, is
And we're
a
back.
retweet or a tweet that has the hyperlink of the online op-ed in it. And I know that a mere hyperlink without more cannot constitute republication. However, here, when there's additional content that could constitute republication in this matter, so there is evidence of ownership and additional content that the jury could find constitute republication, and that is a factual question that does survive a motion to strike. Therefore, the motion to strike is denied as to count one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, are we ready for the jury? All right.
Are we bringing them in, or? I still haven't seen Boy Scout. Wonder if he's
All right,
got
thank you.
he
You
got
may
his
be
mouse
seated.
or not.
All right, your next witness.
Wonder if
Our
he's
next
on.
witness is Mr. Io Tillett Wright, and it starts with counsel for Mr. Depp asking questions, and then we'll switch over to me.
All right, thank you.
Right. Good morning again. Have you had any communications with Ms. Heard at all, including text or emails or otherwise, in connection with your preparation for this deposition?
No.
Have you had any? When's the last time you spoke to her?
April of last year. April or May.
Come.
Almost a year ago.
Mr. Wright, when did you first meet Ms. Heard?
Yeah, let me move it.
I met Amber in the end of 2011.
And where did you meet her?
In Los Angeles.
And what were the circumstances of the meeting?
A friend was introducing us to each other so that I could photograph her for a large portrait series that I was doing at the time.
And what was your profession in 2011?
I was a photographer and I worked for the New York Times, I think. I don't recall exactly everything, but...
In 2011, you were both a photographer and separately worked for the New York Times as a freelancer.
I worked for the New York Times as a journalist and photographer.
Oh.
And what was...
Oh.
What is your profession today?
I'm a writer and a producer.
Of sleazy film.
And between 2011
Could you believe that one?
Have you had any other professions other than photographer, writer, or producer?
Have you?
Yes.
Oh
And what are
boy.
those?
Here it comes.
I've hosted a television show or two. I made some podcasts. I wrote 2 other books. 2 books. 3 books. 3 books. I've written 3 books. A number of things. I don't know. There are more things, but I've always been a multi-hyphenate person. To the best of my recollection, we initially met at a mutual friend's house, which I think I already stated. That friend was also an actor and had met Amber at the Children's Hospital while they were both volunteering, and knew that Amber had done quite a bit of LGBT activism, and mentioned my project to her, and then invited her over to the other friend invited Amber to her house so that we could all meet, and Amber and I discovered that we liked the same books and we liked psychology, and just, you know, laughed and had fun that night. And then I asked her if she would participate in the photo project, I think, or somebody did, And she said yes. A couple of days later, I went to the house that she was staying at, and I photographed her for the project. And then thereafter, I went back to New York, where I lived. And I remember her texting me and saying that she was shooting a movie in New York, and did I want to get lunch? So we got lunch, and we became friends.
Okay, please walk me through that.
We met in 2011. We started becoming friends soon thereafter. Very early in 2013, I came to LA to spend a couple of months with my then, I don't know if she was my girlfriend or my fiance at that point, but the person that I was in a relationship with, in a very serious relationship with. And during the time that I was in LA, I spent more time with Amber. We both spent more time with Amber. And I was introduced to Johnny. And the summer of 2013, I ended up moving to LA, during which Amber and Johnny and I got even closer, very, very close. And then we remained close, the three of us, for 2-ish years.
You went down?
And then all of this happened, this nightmare, and Johnny and I stopped being friends, and Amber and I stayed friends. And then Amber and I were friends up until the date that I told you that we last spoke.
And at some point in time, did you live on the same property as Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
Yes.
Okay.
And when was that?
It was August 2013 until
Get out of here.
I believe June 1st of 2014.
Just sit up?
Into my own house, so 9 months.
And
Lily.
why is it that you left that property, left living there?
Because I didn't want to live for free in someone's property, and I wanted to have my own house and support myself.
And for how long after that did you stay close with both Johnny and Amber?
I stayed close with both of them. I don't remember. It was sometime in 2015, I think, late 2015 maybe. Johnny and I were no longer. I think the period when I really stopped considering Johnny a friend of mine was December of 2015.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this way. You never saw Mr. Depp assault or beat Ms. Heard on any occasion, correct?
That's correct. I just would like to clarify, Mr. Preciado, that's a question you already asked me, so you're asking me the same question again about whether or not I witnessed Mr. Depp assault Ms. Heard?
That's right.
No, I have not witnessed that.
Let me ask it this way then. Have you ever personally seen Mr. Depp assault or beat Ms. Heard on any occasion?
No.
Now, back to this same paragraph where it says, my experience of Johnny during the time that we were close, from 2013 through 2015, was that he could be incredibly kind, generous, and loyal. Can you give me examples of his kindness, generosity, and loyalty during that period of time?
Johnny, when sober, was lovely and magical and very funny.
When sober?
Johnny, when sober, was incredibly lucid and imaginative, and I felt a kindred connection with him and a shared perspective on the world that I've shared with very few people in my life. Johnny, when sober, understood how much influence he had over people.
Gotcha.
And he was very
what are you doing?
Kind to them about it, and
Eat your dog
generous
food.
with talking to them about whatever came up. And he was also, when sober, very he made time for people's nervousness around him, which I witnessed on a number of occasions. He also he had his number of houses on that street, and there was a constant rotation of different people coming to town who could all afford to live somewhere else or stay somewhere else, who he would let and enjoyed having in those houses, which I find to be generous.
In the next paragraph, paragraph 6, you refer to
Houses on that
Depp's,
street, by the way.
Struggles
Houses.
with respect to Oxycontin. You say that in late 2013, after dental surgery, he became hooked on Oxycontin. Did you ever experience him while he was on Oxycontin?
Yes.
And while he was on Oxycontin, did you ever experience him to be mean or vicious?
I can't answer that with any accuracy because I don't know whether or not the times that I did see him be mean, just he was also on Oxycontin.
In paragraph 5, where you say that he could be incredibly mean and vicious, especially when he was drunk or high. When you refer to drunk or high, what substances are you referring to?
The substances that I saw him ingest with my own eyes were cocaine and hard liquor, marijuana, ecstasy.
Damn, Johnny.
Mushrooms. Probably some other things, but those are the immediate ones that jump to mind. Cocaine and any kind of alcohol. He would become paranoid. When he would drink alcohol, he would become paranoid. Yeah, I think that I answered your question.
Did you ever have cocaine with him?
No.
Were there any drugs or substances that you took with?
Would love to hear this.
For the entire period that I knew Johnny and thereafter, I did not drink alcohol. There was I think 1 week period during the peak of my breakup, during which Johnny offered me some pain pills to get through the intensity of that situation. And that was the only time that I took any substances for 3.5 years. No, that's not true. That was the only time that I took any substances with Johnny. And yeah. All the other things that I had stated previously about what I do and don't do are also accurate.
So I'm sorry, just to summarize that, is your testimony that when you witnessed Mr. Depp drunk and high, you were not also either drunk or high?
Okay.
Is that your testimony?
Is that
My
it? That's what you're...
testimony is that during the entire period that I knew Mr. Depp, I was never drunk or drinking or consuming alcohol at all. My testimony is that for a 1, maybe 2 week, possibly 2.5 week, I don't remember, period, on a sporadic occasion, I took some pain pills that Mr. Depp offered me to get through an extreme emotional pain situation. When I witnessed Johnny doing cocaine, I was not drunk or high. Other occasions that I witnessed Johnny drinking, I was not drunk or high. there was a very narrow window during which I was taking some mind-altering pain pills for a very brief period, during which I witnessed Johnny drunk and high.
Did you ever witness Miss Amber Heard drunk or high?
Yes.
And did you ever witness her drink alcohol?
Yes.
Did you ever witness her ingesting cocaine?
Are you asking, like, ever in the history of time have I ever witnessed Amber ingest cocaine?
First question, yes.
The answer is no. Amber was vehemently against cocaine.
Did you ever witness her smoke marijuana?
No. Marijuana is not her drug.
What is her drug?
I haven't spoken to Amber in a year, but as far as I know and have known her for the last 11 or 12 years, Amber doesn't have a narcotic of choice.
Have you seen her ingest ecstasy?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
How many times have you seen her ingest ecstasy?
I can think of one instance in particular when she took it for her birthday.
Oh, it changed color. The liquid changed color. It's now yellow. She just, it's a warm pee bottle.
Other than the narcotics and alcohol that I've mentioned.
Get out of here!
Did you ever witness Ms. Heard ingest any other drugs?
Are you asking me if, other than, what did you ask me about? Cocaine, ecstasy, and mushrooms, I've witnessed Amber taking any other illegal narcotics? Or are you asking me about prescription medications? Can you clarify?
Narcotics other than prescription narcotics.
I don't know, but I don't actually think so, no.
Okay.
Amber drinks red wine when she's not training, or let me rephrase that. Amber, when I knew her, drank red wine in the evenings fairly regularly, with the exception of when she was training for an acting role.
Have you ever witnessed Miss Heard intoxicated?
Yes.
And
yes.
how often would you estimate that you witnessed Miss Heard intoxicated?
I don't know how to quantify intoxicated. If you're asking me how often I witnessed her drunk, is that your question?
Yes.
Amber's strangely immune to getting drunk unless she's really drunk a lot. So I didn't see her drunk very often. I saw her drinking often, but I didn't see her out of her faculties very often. Like, you know, I saw that a handful of times in the 11 years that I knew her.
As a friend, I guess.
And how would you
just
describe,
friends of the family.
How alcohol affects Miss Heard's personality based on your experience?
You know, it depends on the circumstance. If it was during a moment when she was celebrating, it would make her loose. Like if we were salsa dancing, then, you know, she would have fun and be fun and at a party and, you know, inebriated and dancing and having fun.
Not
If
at all,
she
dude.
was in a stressful situation, I think it would just kind of exacerbate whatever the feeling of the moment was.
I'm going to ask you to state your name for the record. Nobody has yet. This is me. In case you haven't recognized my voice.
All right, go
My
ahead.
name is Io Tillett.
Let's bring up Depp exhibit number 1 again, please. Mr. Tillett-Wright, you were asked some questions by Mr. Presidio. And I'm going to take you back up to the first page where you were asked some questions.
No shit. No shit.
He started out with,
I know,
I'm just gonna
Brian.
draw your attention to paragraph
That's funny.
4. And you indicated you met Johnny Depp through Amber. And you hit it off immediately. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and then you explained
So
to Mr.
I'm
Presidio
thinking as
that
friends.
you considered Johnny to be a close friend and you cared very much about Mr. Depp. Was that correct?
He became a close friend, and I did care very much about him. I still care very much about him.
All right. Could you please describe that relationship that you had with Mr. Depp up until I think you said December of 2015?
Sure. Okay, Mr. Depp and I first met. Amber invited me over to his house with my then partner, girlfriend. I don't know if she was my fiance yet or not. In I think February of 2013, right at the beginning of 2013. And we all hung out, the four of us hung out in his house, in his living room, and just kind of talked and got to know each other. And it was sweet. I was mostly hanging out with Amber and kind of meeting this person. It was a trip to meet someone like that, you know, and see his house. And he was very friendly and very welcoming and very kind. And then the next time we saw each other was at, Amber and I both like to do what we call family dinners. So we invite people over and cook for them and have a dinner party. And
well, there you go.
Did an elaborate family dinner at her house, and Johnny and I and my ex and Amber and I believe Whitney were there. I don't know if anyone else was there. I'm sure other people were there. I don't remember. And Johnny and I really connected at that dinner. We were sitting either opposite each other or just catty corner from each other, and I left feeling a very intense connection to him, and I was like, well, yeah, sure, everybody probably feels an intense connection to him because of who he is. I'll forget it. It's ridiculous. And then a couple of days later, Amber had another dinner, such a dinner.
Is Johnny bi?
And
has he admitted, or does
Johnny
anyone
and
know?
I had another really good time and felt very connected and really laughed a lot and whatever. And at the end of the dinner,
because I honestly don't know.
Standing to leave with my ex, Johnny came up to me and said, I don't really know how to say this because it doesn't happen to me very often, but I think I love you. And I felt strange because I felt the same way. And I said, that's funny because I had that same experience after the last dinner party too. And then we joked about how crazy and ridiculous that felt.
Wonder what Johnny said.
We exchanged phone numbers, and then he texted me wanting to talk about Amber a couple of times, and I felt that it was like kind of violating her privacy. So I said that I was happy to be friendly with him and happy to, I don't remember exactly what I said, but something to the effect of like, you know, I'm happy to give advice or to help you guys stay in concert with each other, but I don't want to violate anybody's privacy with the other one. And I think he really respected that and really liked that because he also values his privacy greatly. And then
except when it's live to the world on fucking court television.
Maybe we hung out more during that period. I'm not sure. I don't remember if they came to New York during the next stretch of time or what happened, but basically by the summer I came back to LA to write and had a very bad breakup with that fiance and was going through some things personally that Johnny you know, he was like, I recognize what's happening for you. It was like particularly bad anxiety related, trauma related things. And he, I didn't expect him to offer me any support around that stuff, but he just was like, wait, I see what you're going through. You know, this is my experience of it. I have the same thing, and let's talk about it and like if you need anything, I'm here. And I was like, thank you so much. I didn't really expect that. And I went back to New York to be with my family for a couple days, or maybe a week or something. And it was very painful to be there. And he had said, if it's painful to be there, just let me know and come back and stay here. And so I did. And I came back, and I originally was going to stay at Amber's house because she kept her apartment for a number of years while they were together, even though she stayed at his house a lot, that she paid for, etc. And she was, the person that I'd known longer, so I felt more comfortable being at her house. And then the consensus was that I should be closer to them. And so he said, oh, there's this house that's just sitting empty at the end of the street. Just stay there. And I was very hesitant because I didn't want to take advantage of him. And he was insistent, and he was very kind about it. And he said that he understood fully what having PTSD and anxiety could do, and that he wanted to help. So I went and I stayed there. And then that was, I'm guessing, in August of 2013. And then in September, I think, Amber went to England to shoot a movie. So I was there, and Johnny and I would hang out on our own. And Johnny doesn't have a ton of friends.
I don't know. That is strange.
And
I mean, seriously.
I would go up and hang out with him. We really enjoyed each other. We really liked each other. And so we would just hang out, on a daily basis, eat dinner or watch movies, and I'd hang out with his kids, and got, very into a very sweet uncle, niece, nephew relationship with his kids, and they called me Uncle Io. And
Mr. Tiller-Wright, did you ever call Mr. Depp brother, or your brother, refer to him as your brother?
Yes, I did.
Now, I'm going to take you to paragraph 5 of Depp Exhibit number 1, and Mr. Presidio asked you about this paragraph as well. And at the end of it, you had said, and he could be incredibly mean and vicious, especially when he was drunk or high. What did you mean by that?
What I meant by that was, on a number of occasions, I saw, Amber or he, I think, also would ask me to come and help. He and I had more of a mano a mano kind of relationship, and she and I had I was kind of like the only person that would check either of them for a while, and so they would both ask me to do that with each other. So
man.
I saw him, for example, I remember there was a time when it was very late at night. I was down the hill, so I went up the hill, and he was outside by the pool with a glass of what I understood to be whiskey, and she was inside crying and very upset in the kitchen, I think. And then I went outside and talked to him for a long time. Situations like that, or
so he didn't see or witness.
He said something to me that night that I thought, that night by the pool, where I thought, Jesus Christ, things like, she's gonna, all she's got is her looks, and she has no talent, and when her tits start to sag and her face gets wrinkly, nobody is going to be interested in her for anything, and she better figure out another way to survive and shit like that. Sorry, pardon me, things like that. And
Thank God it's a deposition.
Also witnessed him when Amber was in England. Marilyn Manson and Paul Bettany came over at one point, and there was a great deal of cocaine and alcohol involved that I witnessed them doing together. I don't specifically recall if Mr. Bettany did or did not partake in the cocaine, or really much of anything except things that he said and his personality. But Mr. Manson and Mr. Depp partook in a lot of cocaine.
What, if anything, did Mr. Depp tell you about his struggles with drugs and alcohol?
And we sat on the couch and he told me a number of things. He told me about his childhood. He told me about growing up in Kentucky. He told me about growing up very poor and how his mom was verbally and physically abusive. He told me that when he was very, very young, like 13 or something, he started drinking and taking drugs, I think, or at least drinking quite heavily. He was even kind of like, yeah, it's crazy, I know, but I've been doing it my whole life. I'm built like a tank. And so that was kind of the nature of the conversation. And he told me that he had struggled with ever not drinking or ever not doing drugs. And he also told me that he didn't particularly enjoy being sober, but that, you know, people around him were very concerned. He was very, very concerned with his children, and he would express shame or regret about times that he had been inebriated to the point of falling down or embarrassing himself, you know.
I don't know.
Urinating on himself.
That's a good question.
Like that, when his children were around.
And you broke it.
Told me that in his relationships with previous women, his drug and alcohol use had been an issue, but that he just didn't really like life sober and that it was too painful to be alive without.
Knew it. Knew it.
Had experienced great bouts of jealousy in relationships that had.
Ooh.
Winona, he told me that that happened with
What, if any, observations did you make about Mr. Depp abusing OxyContin?
over the course of those 2 years, Mr. Depp told me verbatim that he was addicted to OxyContin. And I have a text message from him where he expresses that
never put it in text, Johnny.
It's extraordinarily hard to kick, and
well,
that
not on. Don't. That's.
I don't remember exactly the words that he uses, but he referred to it to me verbally many times as like the hardest thing that he's ever tried to kick, which he's tried to kick most things. He said it was harder than heroin.
Damn.
So he was very open and verbose about OxyContin, having gotten addicted to OxyContin.
So what, if any, observations did you make about Mr. Depp smoking cigarettes and joints, marijuana?
Mr. Depp, as far as I could see,
right,
always had a cigarette or joint in his mouth at all times, to the point where I was confused about how he could function. He also showed me his marijuana closet that had, I don't know, tens and tens of pounds of weed in it.
Shut up.
What, if any, observations did you make while you were staying at Sweetser? I think you said that was August 2000.
Is he drinking out of a torpedo?
2014, with respect to
waving that shit around?
Alcohol and the amount of alcohol that Mr. Depp was consuming.
When I saw Mr. Depp drink,
tens of pounds.
It was often hard liquor. I believe it was whiskey and tequila, maybe. Could also be vodka. I don't know. He had a full bar in 80, the house that with his recording studio in it that they mostly stayed in. So
his recording studio.
I know whiskey for sure, and there was also red wine. A lot of red wine.
Oh, bro. Oh.
And when you talk about the whiskey and the red wine,
let's write that one on the
how
checklist.
much did you observe Mr. Depp consume on any given occasion of those?
I don't know. The one occasion I know specifically was the one that I mentioned before during the argument where he suddenly had a glass of whiskey. And I remember it being like, I remember clocking, because I grew up counting people's drinks, I remember clocking that it was a very large pour in the glass of whiskey.
If you recall those, I think my question was, what, if any, observations did you make, or did Mr. Depp ever tell you about him blacking out?
Mr. Depp,
dude, that was
very open with everyone.
I would love to.
He was a heavy user, and
it's pardon me.
He told me about, I know there was one instance where he had this very large house property. So if Sweetser Avenue goes like this,
just sling it over your shoulders. Like
the house that I was staying at, 76 is down here, then there's 78, which is right here, and then up here is 80, and then across the street, I guess, is 82.
Right, I'm like,
82 is a very large compound. So he and I were staying, I was at 76 or up at 80, and then 82 they lived in for a brief period of time. And he told me about
dude, the compound
vanishing into 82, into the property, into the because it was very lush and a lot of trees, and went up quite far up the hill. And he told me about kind of like blacking out and going in there. On one instance, he told me
seeing spirit orbs. Mark that down in the book.
He told me that in Australia, he had blacked out.
Ghost orb.
But he also told me that he fucked up, so I don't know.
Or
in
nat.
terms of specific blackouts, there were a number. I think he said on the plane, he said that he didn't remember what had happened.
What, if anything, did Mr. Depp say to you about whether he wanted to become sober and clean?
Mr. Depp expressed to me that he wanted to get sober for Amber, that he didn't enjoy being sober, that it wasn't fun, and that it was distressing and exhausting.
Like this deposition.
And very hard to do. He really resented having to be sober. Yeah.
So.
He didn't want to be.
And what, if anything, did Mr. Depp say to you about his perception of Amber's role in him becoming sober and clean?
Right.
He expressed a number of times that he felt
right, Dusty?
She was his leash, and she was holding him back from doing what he wanted to do in terms of substances and alcohol. I just want to go back to another incident that I remember. He told me he blacked out was on the island. He went to the Bahamas. There were two different instances. One was I guess like they had only recently
I've blacked
met,
out drunk in my youth before.
He passed out face down in the sand while his kids were there, and that the staff had like whisked his kids away so that they didn't see it.
Mr. Tilleray, when you said that Mr. Depp used the term monster, what do you recall him saying about that?
And the language that ended up being kind of settled on was that there was a side of him that was the monster, and that it was not who he was, but it was something that lived within him that he had to battle. And the language that he always used was that of battle and battling the demon, battling the monster. so that the monster, he would say things like, the monster will not win.
Chocolate cake shots, Dusty.
Be that type of man, I don't want to be that type of man or husband. I don't want to hurt. He would call her Slim, our Slim, our girl, referring to all of her friends and him and her and I. Yeah.
What, if any, observations did you make of Mr. Depp, both in terms of physical as well as temperament, when you perceived him as having too much to drink?
Mr. Depp would drink and or take drugs. He would get very mean, very surly, very paranoid, extremely paranoid. He would weave these elaborate situations in which Amber was having affairs with every man that she ever worked with and every woman she ever came in contact with.
Wow, jealous. Oh, man. Johnny Depp jealous, man.
He became very demeaning.
That's awesome.
Johnny is incredibly intelligent, incredibly smart and witty, and he would point his jokes at people, Amber's appearance, her talent, her lack of talent as he perceived it, why he thought that she was actually famous, which he always implied was just because of her looks.
Really? James Franco.
And because he thought that everyone wanted to have sex with her.
She's sleeping around
he would
to get what she wants. I mean,
insult his fans. He called them, I remember, he called them remoras, which is a type of sucker fish that attaches itself to the hull of a ship and puts a hole in it and then sinks it. He would rail against his mother and his sister, sisters, pretty much, anyone that he felt had crossed him or could cross him.
some whole fish.
Nasty about.
I guess a Mexican whole fish.
Do you recall Mr. Depp saying
I don't know.
about his mother and comparing his mother?
He had to battle, and the language that he always used was that of battle and battling the demon, battling the monster, so that the monster, he would say things like, the monster will not win. I will not be that type.
You recall Mr. Depp saying
Perfect.
about his mother and comparing his mother to Amber.
Mr. Depp told me that
I don't know.
His mom was viciously cruel to him during his upbringing, and that she was also viciously violent with him and with his siblings and with his father. He referred to her, pardon my language, as a bitch, and a cunt, a lot.
I hear you, symbiotic. Yeah.
And
listen, bitch. He would refer to her as bitch.
He said at one point,
what a bitch.
something to the effect, it's right here actually. Yeah, I already have a mom who was a bitch to me. I don't need another one in my life. There was a fair bit of that kind of my mom's been awful enough to me already. I don't need another woman who's gonna also be awful to me.
What, if any, discussions did you
there you go.
have
Yeah, right.
with
Right?
Johnny about the fights he had with Amber?
We had a lot of discussions about his fights with Amber.
What do you recall?
In the very beginning,
that was all weird.
He expressed that she made him feel crazy, that he was so in love that it made him feel crazy. The very first time that I mentioned, September of 2013, when he and I were alone together a lot, he expressed that he thought that she was cheating on him and sleeping with her co-stars in England on the films. And I said to him, or in the film, and I said to him, listen, you know, I know her, I think, pretty well, and I talk to her a lot, and I think if she was having an affair, I would be one of the very few people that she would tell about it. And I don't hold secrets or lies for anybody, and I would tell you if that was happening so you could make your own decisions. But as far as I know, that's really not the case. And I think that she's really in love with you. And I think that she also is worried that you are having affairs because both of you are used to being sex symbols on Earth. And both of you need to just accept the fact that you're really in love with each other and lean in and be together and love each other. And he told me that sometimes his jealousy would make him feel crazy and outside himself, and that he had to get it under control, and that it would cause them to fight, to be specific in regard to your question. He told me about the fight that they had the time that I went up there. Are you asking for specific instances, or are you asking about the nature of their fights?
No, I am asking for what he told you about their fights and specific instances, yes.
So to continue with what I was saying from before, he told me about the fight in the middle of the night when I was living down the hill at Sweetser. When I mentioned that I saw him with a heavy pour of whiskey, I went outside to the pool and spoke to him, and he told me about the argument that they had and that she gets mean during fights, and that it really hurts his feelings, and that he then lashes out at her, and that, you know, she called him old, and he then calls her soon to be ugly, and talentless, and that they get really ugly with each other. He told me
hi, baby.
About a fight that they had.
What, honey?
We went to England that September.
Dog
food. It was Whitney's birthday, I think.
Dog
and her
food.
sister Whitney. And
Nope.
Amber was stuck working. My birthday, Raquel's birthday, and Whitney's birthday, the three people who she was the closest to, all have birthdays in September. Raquel's just before the end of August, whatever. We're all Virgos. And,
No.
She couldn't be with any of us on our birthday.
No, stay out of that.
So we all went to
Stop.
England to surprise her.
Stop it.
And during that trip, Johnny proposed to her. And they then, I'm pretty sure that night after the proposal, got in a huge fight, which they both told me about separately. And he said, I'm pretty sure that he trashed the hotel room. Let's see. I spoke to him after. I went and talked to him after their fight on the plane.
So that's the Boston, LA plane incident, is that right?
That's correct.
So, Mr. Telleright, I'm going to ask you about the Boston, LA flight incident. You talked about it a little bit earlier, and you just said now that you spoke with Mr. Depp about it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. What do you recall of your discussion with Mr. Depp about the Boston plane incident that happened in May of 2014?
And I went upstairs to his bedroom, which was like blacked out.
Did you hear how she said
I woke him
Boston?
up. I remember shaking his shoulder and saying to him, hey, buddy, like, wake up, which was not something that a lot of people did to Johnny, wake him from his slumber. And he woke up, and we had a conversation about what happened on the plane. And he didn't really remember being on the plane. He didn't really remember getting off the plane.
Damn.
He didn't really remember much detail of anything, and he swore up and down that he was going to stop, and he was going to stop drinking and taking drugs, and he was going to never do it again. That was that incident.
What if any meetings related to alcohol did you and Amber attend in this time frame?
I understand because we didn't go to many meetings. I took Amber with me to Al-Anon, which is it's like a sister program to AA for the family and friends and loved ones of addicts and alcoholics, which I regularly attended. So she came with me to a number of Al-Anon meetings, and she also had, I think, 1 or 2 phone calls with my dad's wife about how she dealt with helping him get off of his drugs and drink less, and she read a number of books about it. She was watching documentaries about it. She would listen to any radio show she could get on, like anything she could get her hands on that would give her some tools for how to deal with this, she consumed in that
Good
period.
girl.
What, if any, communications did Johnny have with you in this time frame about wanting to get back with Amber after the Boston plane incident?
We went to New York, and I remember we were staying at the Ace Hotel in Midtown. And Johnny started reaching out to me. He went eventually back to Boston to start filming again.
Boston?
Would have been in like the next day or two because we weren't there for that long.
Boston, back to Harbor. We'll get in my car.
To me and
we'll go to the park, and then
said
we'll just have a,
something to the
we'll
effect
talk
of,
about it.
like,
Back. Don't worry about it.
I have to fix this. I will do anything that I can. And then while he was in Boston, he let me know. And I think he was trying to reach Amber too, but she wasn't ready to talk to him. He let me know that he had engaged Dr. Kipper,
I'm so sorry.
and that he intended with every fiber in his being to get sober, and that the nature of the conversation at that point was that he was going to beat this thing, you know?
Yes, please describe for me what transpired, what you discussed with Johnny and Amber relating to Australia.
Oh, it's him eating the Skittles. Just caught him.
They were married
They were
in
him.
February, and
His Skittles.
they went to Australia in the spring.
Look at him. Last one.
You know, I'm going to interrupt you just for a moment, and forgive me, I just want
He
to keep
did it right there.
there.
Look at him chew on it.
You described earlier that you were
Eating his
present
damn
for
Skittles.
the wedding, correct, in February of 2015?
Yes.
Okay. And you also had discussed about Amber wanting Johnny to be sober for the wedding. What, if any, observations did you make about Johnny at the ceremony and with respect to whether he was sober and clean?
You know, I don't actually know whether Johnny was. I don't think Johnny was drinking on the day of their wedding. I really don't actually think he was. Let me rephrase that. Before the ceremony on the day of their wedding. Because I was going back and forth between their respective, like, private preparation quarters where they were getting ready, because I was technically her best man and his son Jack was his best man, but I wasn't one of the girls, and
I love the name. His son's name's Jack, like Jack Sparrow.
I was helping all the girls, so I was running back and forth on
Brilliant.
this golf cart. I was also taking pictures. I was one of 2 people who was friends with them that had worked as photographers, so I volunteered to take pictures. So I was very intimately with Johnny and Jack leading up to the wedding, and he wasn't drinking, I don't think. I don't remember
That's
seeing him
Captain
drink.
Jack. Thank you.
And then let me ask you this. After the ceremony, as you were walking to the reception, what, if anything, did Johnny Depp say to you about Amber?
As we were walking back from the ceremony, we were coming into Cafe Los Cabrones, which is where the party was happening, and I was walking with Johnny, and congratulating him that they pulled it off and that they did it, you know. And he said,
"What the?
We're married now. I can punch her in the face and nobody can do anything about it."
So I'm going to now turn your direction to Australia, roughly a month later after the wedding.
The torpedo.
You weren't present in Australia with Amber and Johnny, correct?
Dude, that has a
That's correct.
fucking
Showing
2
you what has been
liters.
marked as exhibit number 3. Do you recognize anybody in this picture?
I do, yeah, myself and Miss Heard. I do, yeah.
Please describe what you see.
I see a number of long, thin cuts.
And what, if any, similarity are those to the ones you just described, having seen after Amber returned from Australia?
Very similar.
All right. And are they the same, or are they different ones?
I would have no way of knowing if they're the same or different ones, but they're similarly long, skinny cuts like the ones that I saw after she came back from Australia.
I'm going to show, Mr. Telleright, I'm going to show you what has been marked as exhibit number 5. And it's a text message exchange. Do you recognize this text message number here below Arrow's Arc?
That's my old phone number, yes.
Okay, so does this represent the text message exchange between you and Amber Heard on 12/16/2015?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and I'm going to start you at the top with the blue. Do you recognize who is sending that message?
Yeah.
Mr. Tilleright, I'm going to ask you to take a look at what has been marked as exhibit number 6. Do you recognize the person in this photo?
Yes, I do.
Please describe what you see in this picture.
I see Amber Heard, and I see an injury to Amber's scalp.
Okay.
That little itty bitty mark.
What, if anything,
This
do you recall
this little
about
thing right there,
seeing anything similar to that when you
or
arrived
this,
in December 2015 at Amber's
the
Penthouse?
whole thing?
I remember this being one of the injuries that I was shown when I arrived at Penthouse 3 at the Eastern Building on December 16th, 2016.
Dude, I could do that pinching myself
Does
right
this
now.
picture that's marked as exhibit number 6 accurately depict what you recall seeing?
What?
I remember this being one of, I think maybe 2 scalp injuries that there were. I remember there was another one as well, but I could be mistaken. I believe there was another one on a different.
Do you recognize the picture that
Jen, you're fucking
exhibit
killing
number
me.
7?
Yes, I do.
Please describe for me
She wants her
what is
like
depicted in this
fucking
picture.
bound and just burned at the stake,
Picture
Joan of Arc fucking style.
And does this accurately
What? How big is it? That's
depict what you saw when you were shown it, as you testified earlier in December
This?
2015?
Yes, it does.
Mr. Tilleright, I'm going to show you what has been.
Okay, stop. What? Wait, I have a question. This is one hair on your head. That is one hair on your head. I mean, it is zoomed in so fine that you can literally see each individual follicle of hair. So this thing right here, without anything else, is what? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, dude, 16 hairs. Okay, I can't give an example. You know, but seriously? And that other one, you can pinch yourself right now, like acting like you're removing a zit on the one in her forehead. She has dandruff. Look, you know what?
Marked as deposition exhibit number 8. Do you recognize?
Oh,
this
chap
picture?
lips?
Yes, I do.
Please describe what's depicted there.
Chap
This is
lip.
Amber Heard's face, with a very swollen lip.
Yeah,
And
that's.
Does this accurately depict what you observed when you arrived at Amber Heard's penthouse in December 2015?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as deposition exhibit number 9. Do you recognize this picture?
Yes, I do.
Please describe.
This is the clump of hair that I was shown, I believe, when I arrived at Penthouse 3 on the night of December 16th, 2015.
And does this accurately and genuinely depict the scene that you recall seeing?
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
So with her hair, she could probably get that much out of a brush. Oh, okay. No, seriously. But what does that prove? That a clump of fucking hair. Yeah, he's probably pulling on it. Get this crazy bitch off of me. It could be. It could be dog. Yeah. I'm sorry. Stop assaulting me. I have a small bump.
As of December 16, 17 of 2015.
Yeah. You could get enough hair out of a brush and just throw it on the damn
to
ground.
be, spending Christmas with Mr. Depp and his kids. Do you recall?
Taking the pictures down while we talk. Yes, I do recall. There was a plan for.
Can we take those pictures
Johnny
down?
And Amber and Lily Rose and Jack and
really?
Raquel and her boyfriend or fiance at the time, Josh.
He's so emotionally shocked at a picture of hair on a carpet. Can you please take those pictures down? Come on, bro.
To go to the Bahamas. Oh, and Raquel's mom and Amber's parents to go to the Bahamas and spend
fucking hair on the carpet.
Together.
Stop.
Yeah.
Come on,
Mr.
man.
Tillowright, I'm going to ask you,
Come
what,
on,
if any,
man.
conversations did you have with Johnny Depp about the December 15?
That's going to go on for a while, isn't it, Jen?
He and I don't know that he and I had a direct
I love it. I love where you're at.
I'm not sure.
Stop. I mean, I love it. Keep going.
Direct.
I love it.
So what, if any, I'm going to show you, Mr. Tillowright, what has been marked as...
Is he fucking magic?
16.
Is he David
Do you
Copperfield?
recognize this document?
Yes, I do. It's a text exchange.
It starts out, hi, Steve left me a voicemail at 5 a.m.
I'm the magic man.
And that's from you, correct?
No.
Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Now you see
Johnny
me, now you don't.
Some kind of management of like a property manager. And he said something about, yes, hello, this is management. And I don't remember what he said, but it was something to do with like, we have a situation that we need to change out to something. And it was just a lengthy, just off the wall nutbag ramble in the character of management.
Mr. Tillowright, I'm going to show you what has been marked as exhibit number 17, and then Alex, I'm going to ask you to play this.
See how he's doing that? That was that. Oh, Johnny, let's not do that. I'm not going to show it.
What happened? What happened?
She's egging him on now.
Nothing happened this morning, you know that?
Were you in here?
No.
So then nothing happened to you. Really? That shit on me,
No,
motherfucker.
I didn't. You were smashing shit.
Bye.
Whatever. So this is old news. Come on, Gilbert. Here, let me put the towel up. Yeah, I'm just sitting here. Good girl.
Thank you, Alex. You can take this down now. Mr. Tillowright, do you recognize that video?
Yes, I do.
Was that the video that Amber sent to you on the text message exchange on February?
So I
10th,
didn't see him do anything to her.
Do you recall watching that video on February 10, 2016?
Yes, I recall watching that video at the time that I received those text messages.
So I'm going to take you to 21 May 2016. What do you recall
I hit you with the
respect
microphone.
to
I'm sorry.
a telephone call you received from Amber?
I'm sorry.
Sure. I was in New York. I was there visiting family.
Look at you, little
I was in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. I was walking down Manhattan Avenue, and I got, I believe, a text message from Amber that said something to the effect of, like, can you talk? And so I called, and I was walking down the street as this happened. She put me on speakerphone, so I was talking to both of them. He just stopped by to pick up some of his stuff, and he has a theory that he either he wants to ask you about, or and I said, okay, sure. And hello, Johnny, like, you know. And he, I think it was he said or she said, Johnny thinks that you and I together defecated on his pillow. I think the words used were shit on his pillow. So I started laughing, and I was laughing, she was laughing, and when I realized that he was serious, I was like, okay, look, you know, first of all, I wasn't there that day. And so he got very agitated by the fact that she and I thought it was funny. And he started to get more and more agitated, and I could hear him walk away from the phone. He came clomping back down the stairs, and I heard like a noise, and then the phone dropped. And he said to her, oh, you think I hit you? You think I fucking hit you? What if I peel your fucking hair back?
I bet that was after the Lone Ranger
drop again,
movie.
And then I heard her scream.
Or Deering.
I remember her screaming. And I hung up the phone, and I called Raquel immediately because I know that she lives one door away, and her and her boyfriend Josh, who's a big dude, would be able to get there the fastest. And I called her, texted her right away, and I hung up with her and immediately called 911 in New York. And then I called a friend of mine.
Why is he crying?
In LA, who I knew had met Amber a number of times, and I think I may have placed a second call to NYPD. Now I'm all frazzled and I don't remember, but I think I called NYPD.
Mr. Waldman made some statements in April and June of 2020 that quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media used fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They've selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. That was made on April 8, 2020. What, if any, impact did that have on Amber based on your observations?
Amber retreated. Amber became isolated.
I'm sorry she's shaking the table.
Embattled.
She's cleaning.
Extraordinarily distressed.
And then on June 24, 2020,
Such a good helper.
Waldman accused Amber Heard of committing a, quote, abuse hoax against Depp. What were your observations of how this impacted him?
I think that my previous statement encompassed that.
During the time that you were friends with Johnny and you were speaking with him up until you testified December of 2015, what, if anything, did Johnny Depp ever tell you?
What's up,
about
Key?
Amber
What's up, buddy?
Heard
How you
being
doing?
Physically violent to him.
How was Sea of Thieves coming,
Nothing
man?
ever at any point.
Do you agree with me that
Did you have a
Mr.
good run?
Depp and Miss Heard had many verbal arguments?
Yes, I do.
And you were a witness to a lot of those verbal arguments, correct?
I was witness to some verbal arguments.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And did you ever hear Miss Heard say anything mean to Mr. Depp in those arguments?
Yes.
And did you ever hear Miss Heard say anything vicious to Mr. Depp in those arguments?
Yes.
So would you agree with me that when they argued, they were mean and vicious to one another in what they said?
I would categorize it very differently, sir.
Well, you testified that you heard Miss Heard say mean and vicious things to Mr. Depp when they argued, and vice versa. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yes.
And although you witnessed
Yes, he had to say it.
arguments, verbal arguments between the two of them, where they exchanged mean and vicious statements, you never saw Mr. Depp assault or beat Miss Heard on any occasion, correct?
Right.
No, I never saw either of them physically assault the other one.
There you go. Thanks.
Did you
Thank
ever
you.
experience
So all the
any,
rest of it is all
violence
hearsay.
As a result of,
You're absolutely right.
because of smoking
Good job, Simi.
cigarettes or joints.
As I've already explained to you probably 8 times, I've never seen Mr. Depp become physically violent with Miss Heard.
There you
So
go.
If that's what you're asking me, if he smoked a cigarette and that made him violent, I think you know that that's ridiculous, and the answer is, again, no.
Did you ever
He's
witness
getting pissed.
Mr. Depp become violent in any manner on account of him smoking cigarettes or joints?
If you want my honest answer is that Mr. Depp mixed substances constantly, and I keep trying to tell you that. He mixed all kinds of things together when he got crazy and violent. So, and upset and paranoid. So, and I never knew what he had taken.
When you say when he got violent, when did you see him get violent?
I saw Mr. Depp throw glasses and dishware on at least 2 occasions, which I would characterize as physically violent. And do I know if he'd smoked marijuana or cigarettes before that? I don't know.
When were those 2 occasions?
Sometime during the time that I was living in Sweetser. And once at the Eastern Building.
And prior to throwing those dishes, did you witness him imbibing any drugs or alcohol?
I couldn't tell you, but seeing as Mr. Depp always was smoking
Later,
cigarettes and
later,
marijuana,
Key.
my assumption would be yes.
Okay.
No worries, man. Good luck. Seriously, good luck, man. I hope it all works out for you, buddy.
Do
Yeah?
you recall when Miss Bredenhoff showed you a picture of a clump of hair on the floor?
Yes.
Yes, he got very emotionally scarred from that picture. Don't bring it up.
When you saw that, that was more than a day after it was allegedly pulled from her head by Mr. Depp. Is that right?
Well, if you want to get technical.
Look, she's watching the trial.
Was that their fight happened?
Did you see that?
Very late at night, which is technically the morning of the 16th. And I arrived at her house around midnight, the night of the 16th. So technically, it's not more than a day after. It's in the same 24-hour period. So technically, the answer to your question is no.
Okay. So I'm just talking about the hair on the ground that you saw. When you saw it, was it your understanding that it had been there for more than 20 hours?
I have no idea what time their fight started or ended, so I don't know if it was 20 hours or 16 hours or 13 hours.
He doesn't know.
But my understanding, again, was that they had gotten into a fight sometime in the morning of the 16th / late at night on the 15th. I don't know at what point during that fight in which the clump of hair was ripped out of her head.
Alleged.
It happened sometime then and there. So yeah, sure. My understanding.
Yeah,
was that
right,
that
dude.
clump of
Seriously,
hair had
yes.
not been moved
Right.
since it was ripped out of her head.
Please tell me that's all of that, witness. Perfect.
All right, who's your next witness?
We have another video deposition, Raquel Pennington. It's a long one, so we could listen to some of it
All right,
tonight,
let's why don't we
and
go
then
ahead and
we'll go
start.
into-
Why don't we go ahead and start it today? At least get 30 minutes in, if we could.
That's
Okay.
fine, yeah.
All right.
And, Your Honor, just for your benefit and the jury's benefit, the questioning starts with Ms. Vasquez on behalf of Mr. Depp, and then I question Ms. Pennington at some point, which will probably be tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I please have you state your name for the record?
Raquel Pennington,
In what city and state do you currently reside?
Los Angeles, California.
You've been deposed before, right?
Yes.
And you were deposed in Ms. Heard's divorce proceeding for Mr. Depp. Is that correct?
Yes.
Have you been deposed in any other matter?
No.
What was the purpose of the declaration that you submitted during Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard's divorce?
The purpose of the thing that I wrote, which I don't know if it was technically called a declaration or whatever it was to write down my account of events as fresh in my memory as possible.
And Ms. Heard asked you to write down your witness account. Is that correct?
I do not remember, actually. I think, I don't know.
Did Mr. Depp ask you to write down anything in support of any legal filings?
I don't remember.
So it's your testimony sitting here today that you don't remember one way or another, whether it was Mr. Depp or Ms. Heard that asked you to write down your witness account during their divorce. Is that correct?
I wrote down my account. That is the memory that I have. I wrote down everything as clearly as I could remember it, as soon as I could.
You provided a witness statement in the UK proceedings. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Do you recall how many witness statements you provided?
Just one.
And you provided this witness statement to the son's attorneys?
I don't know who it got provided to.
Did you testify in the UK trial?
Yes.
And for which party did you testify for the UK trial?
I believe it was the publication.
And by the publication, you mean the Sun?
Yes.
When was the last time you spoke to Ms. Heard?
Perhaps 6 months ago, maybe more.
What did you and Ms. Heard speak about?
Probably, it was before her baby was born. So we were mostly speaking about her baby at that point.
Did you speak to, when was the last time you spoke to Ms. Whitney Heard?
Around October, November of last year.
And when you say last year, you mean 2021?
Yes.
When did you first meet Miss Amber Heard?
I believe it was 2003.
When you met Miss
Go.
Heard in 2003, you developed a friendship. Is that right?
Yes.
Would you say you were best friends?
Were you best
we
friends?
Became very close friends.
Your friendship with Miss Heard, it persisted through her relationship with Mr. Depp. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And you were friends with Miss Heard through her divorce from Mr. Depp as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Pay no
Other than when
attention
you
to
lived
the
at
man behind the
Eastern
curtain.
Columbia building, which goes back to you, did you ever live with Miss Heard?
Yes.
When was this?
2017?
I messed up. I'm sorry.
2017 to 2018. Yeah.
Where did you both live?
We lived on.
At least she's
Holly
not
Drive.
drinking out of a torpedo. I mean, that's right. I mean, that's like a positive, right?
Yes.
And did you pay rent?
No.
Did Miss Heard?
Yes.
Sitting here today, do you still consider Miss Heard a friend?
I wouldn't consider her not a friend.
Wow.
What does that mean?
Yeah, right?
We don't speak. We are not enemies.
Why don't you speak?
Yeah, that's a great question.
We grew apart.
So you're not friends?
Shonda, can I put my question read back?
Yes.
So she just caught her right there. So
Sitting
she's
here
not a
today,
friend.
You can't give me one reason why you grew apart from Miss Heard.
I wanted to spend more time with other people in my life and prioritize other relationships and other relationships.
Over the course of your friendship with Amber Heard, did you ever see her using illicit drugs?
Can you define illicit drugs?
Not prescribed.
Yes.
Did you ever see her use cocaine?
Yes.
How many times?
Well, that's two different people saying different answers, right? Old cry boy said she did not, and she's saying yes, she did.
Countless?
Hi.
No.
Less than 10?
Yes.
Less than 5?
Yes.
If you remember, when was the first time you ever saw Amber Heard use cocaine?
I don't remember.
What? I don't know what you... Are you going to sit up like big girl on it?
Did you ever do cocaine with Miss Heard? Amber
You
Heard?
want not. Look at my
Yes.
baby.
How often?
So... Oh, come on. Come here.
Not often.
Was there a point in your
Not
relationship with
often.
Miss Amber using more cocaine?
No.
Did you ever see Miss Amber Heard use cocaine while she was in a relationship with Mr. Depp?
That's a good question. She's having to think about that. She's like, please don't flip-flop me here.
I don't think so, no.
Oh.
You know
Was
what
that-
Provigil is?
Yes.
Are you aware that Miss Amber Heard has taken a drug called Provigil?
Yes.
What are you doing?
You know when she started taking it? Amber Heard continued to take Provigil during her relationship with Mr. Depp.
Okay. You ready?
No.
Did she ever tell you that she had stopped taking Provigil?
Oh.
She never told me that.
Okay. You don't have to.
Are you familiar with any of the side effects of Provigil?
Anything
You don't have to.
about that?
Okay. Good girl.
Mushrooms. Was she in a relationship with
Sit
Mr. Depp?
pretty. Sit like big girl. Yo,
Do you recall the specific occasions when you saw Amber Heard use mushrooms while she was in a relationship with Mr. Depp?
Whenever you're ready.
Um,
Can I take this paw off?
the first Coachella that we went to. The second Coachella that we went to.
Okay.
And
Okay. What are you doing? Do you want down? Can you eat your dog food,
Maybe at Hicksville.
please? Can you eat your dog food, please?
But I
Was
can't
Mr.
be
Depp?
sure of that.
Was Mr. Depp at Hicksville?
Yes.
What do we do this one? Which
Around
one do you
June
want
of
next?
2014, you moved into one of the penthouses in the Eastern Columbia building. Is that correct?
The penthouse.
I don't remember which month, but I did move into the penthouses.
Approximately in 2014.
It's possible. It's a good question. It calls for
approximately.
speculation, but it's a deposition.
And Ms. Heard at the time was in a relationship with Mr. Depp, correct?
Because you can lead a witness in depositions.
And it was Mr. Depp who invited you to live in one of the penthouses, right?
They both did.
And when you say they both did, they both sit you down and invite you to live in the penthouses?
I don't remember how the invitation happened, but it came from both of them.
This was a penthouse Mr. Depp owned, right?
Correct.
And specifically, the one you lived in, it was referred to as Penthouse 1, right?
Correct.
Penthouse 1.
And when you moved in, Mr. Depp gave you a master key to all the penthouses he owned, right?
All.
It could have been one of his assistants.
When you say one of his assistants, you mean one of Mr. Depp's assistants?
Correct.
So either Mr. Depp or one of his assistants gave you a master key to all the penthouses that he owned, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Depp never charged Mr. Drew for rent while he lived at Penthouse 1, did he?
He did not charge him any rent. No.
Did either of you get physical?
Okay.
No.
And how was this argument resolved?
We talked it out.
You recalled another argument with Ms. Heard at Holly House, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
What was this argument about?
Can you recall?
I think that we were setting up for Thanksgiving, and we were looking for maybe some glasses or some dishware. We had just moved in, and we couldn't find them anywhere. And then she finally found them in a place that I thought I had looked, and
So good girl.
We started arguing about that.
Good girl.
She thought that I wasn't looking hard enough, I think, and I
Do you want to go to bed?
told her that I
You wanna
thought that
lay
I looked
down?
there.
Are you tired?
Yeah, I think that's what their argument was about.
Okay.
Was this just a verbal altercation, or did you get physical with each other?
I got you. No, no. Oh, you're going to go this way. Okay. Okay.
I believe that I pushed her.
How did Miss Amber Heard react to that?
She
Started punching me in the face.
either pushed or hit me back. Yeah.
You know where she hit you?
I think it was on my cheek.
On her
Do you
cheek.
recall any other physical altercations that you've had with Miss Amber Heard?
No.
Do you recall any specific instances when you saw Amber Heard get into a fight with someone else?
No.
In the time you've known Amber Heard, have you ever seen her wear hair extensions?
It could have
Yeah.
been part of a
Yes.
hair extension. What's the possibility of
Had hair
that, Simi?
extensions in while she was in a relationship with Mr. Depp?
I don't know when exactly she had them throughout the time of knowing her.
Mr.
Oh,
Mark has Pennington Exhibit 1, Ms. Pennington's witness statement in the UK proceeding, which is dated June 16th, 2020. Ms. Pennington, first and foremost, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Ms. Pennington, this is a sworn witness statement that you provided in the UK, right?
I understand. I wanted to get to the bottom and make sure that this was the one that I signed and saw the date.
oh,
That was the
okay.
full document. I just finished it. Yes, this is the document.
Did you write this
Oh,
witness
that's so
statement
funny.
yourself?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yes.
Thank you. Did anyone help you write this?
No.
no.
Did Amber Heard help you write this?
No.
She
Did
said,
Amber Heard's counsel
no.
help you write this?
No.
Other than your attorney, did you speak with anyone about the preparation of this witness statement?
No.
Could please turn to the 10th page of the document where your signature is, or a signature is. Is that your signature on the 10th page of this document, Ms. Pennington?
That is my e-signature, yes.
Are all the statements in this document true to the best of your knowledge and recollection?
Yes.
Yes.
You previously testified that you went on a trip to Hicksville.
Right.
with
Listen.
Mr. Depp and some other friends. Is that correct?
Can we?
Yes.
I'm rolling this one
Do you
down.
recall when this trip occurred?
So here's the thing: if you're ready, and you want to see the rest of that, fantastic. So we're just stopping for a little bit. We're gonna just stop. We're gonna relax, and that's good. I would like to see if we can find. Yeah, Boy Scout's not on. Well, not on here that I know of. Oh, So good girl. All right, hold on. So This is pretty much over. I wanted to see a little bit of this starting yesterday because it started back up, and I know she was on and stuff like that. I'm good. I know. I'm not going to speak my opinions. I think I've said it enough because I don't have I wasn't there. I don't have all the evidence. Clearly, I think, in my opinion only, that it came from both sides. I don't know who started and who ended or who ended and whatever. I think they were just, unfortunately, in an abusive relationship. And it just, thank goodness no one ultimately got hurt and they got away from each other. And then it's come to this. So let the jury decide. Hopefully they don't have a biased opinion either way and they do the right thing. So I think we're going to end the stream. I think I'm just going to stream this today. And then I'll play tomorrow. I'm not going to do this again tomorrow. I'm done with the Johnny Depp thing. I've done it. I've got plenty of stuff in store. So what we're going to do is, man, I'm going to be Stanley. Yeah. Dude, it's 4:00. Boy, I'm going to cut it short. And then, you know what? I had some great news, some good insight. I'm just going to stream tomorrow, and we'll see everyone. Again, thanks. I wanted to see this. This is crazy, nuts to me. So tomorrow it's going to be hopefully Star Wars. I would really like to get back into some Star Wars. Hopefully, Boy Scout, you get your mouse today, and you're hooking all that up, and then we could do the Boy Scout. And then, man, I'm telling you, tomorrow, the first thing we're going to do at my new time at noon, because I was discussing, and I think maybe 2:00 is a little bit too late. I'll have to just wake up and get my stuff done earlier. I'm going to put it on the schedule, noon Central Time. So I'm going to try to get that out and try to reach and put some things out there. I think that's going to be, we'll see how that goes. But I mean, noon is just as easy as 2:00 or whatever. It's just cut some of my daylight time out, but I'm okay with that because then I can get off and do a 4 or 5 o'clock or 6 or something. I don't know. I haven't decided how long we'll go in game. It's how much fun I'm having and stuff like that. So I want to appreciate everyone. I'll put everything on the schedule. Thank you for sitting down and watching this train wreck with me. I appreciate it. Did 1 day of train wreck, 2 days of train wreck, and we're done with it. So I appreciate everyone just sitting along and just doing this. I do appreciate it. Shout out to everyone that indulged me today. So tomorrow we're going to get it rolling back again. Any suggestions, just throw in the chat tomorrow or at any time, and we'll get it taken care of. And then we'll, I'm gonna start playing. So Star Wars, Boy Scout. Sage, hopefully congratulations, you're married and everything's going great. Still want updates on that. Key, good luck on Sea of Thieves. I know it's a thing. I do enjoy that game. I will be getting to it, but I want to try to get my 80, man. I mean, the first goal, I got to stick with my goal first, and it is to get that guy to 80, and somehow I'm going to have to get in touch with you and maybe transfer my guy over and fight. Because you're going down. And then we have other things in store. I've got some fun, exciting games. A new, I think, Friday night adventure where I'm absolutely going to tag along. So, just a lot of fun things in store. All right. I appreciate it, everyone. Have a great day. Thanks for showing up. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.